everyone, it's me, Lori Ann Spagna, here with you today with a follow-up video to the previous one entitled Your DNA and your and the 5D operating systems in your DNA. This video is about your DNA and the 5D templates in your dormant DNA. Now, the two concepts are very similar. There's operating systems and there's templates. Operating systems tend to sort of just operate. They're ways of operating, they're ways of being. Templates are gifts for you to receive. It's very similar in concept and it doesn't really matter. We don't have to over-intellectualize it. But what we do need to understand is that these are operating systems and templates that are lying dormant in the 10 strands of DNA, which are dormant, beyond the first 2 strands. Now, I explained a little bit about the first 2 strands in the earlier video on the templates. On the operating systems. This video, we're going to focus on templates. I'm not going to explain so much the first 2 strands and the corrupted aspects of those first 2 strands that are basically operating automatically all the time in 3rd dimensional paradigm. And that's where, in that paradigm, we think we're victims of that first 2 strands, right? This was explained and really revealed by Dr. Bruce Lipton. We are not victims of our DNA. So the first 2 strands of DNA mostly are corrupted, and I explained that in the earlier video on the operating systems, yeah? So you might want to go check that out and take a look at it. And I'll just say, like, really briefly, just to understand the point of what I'm making here. For example, if your lineage had breast cancer, and in 3D, your idea of a solution is to slice off your breasts to, protect you from that. It's because the corrupted DNA is operating. It's telling you, like, that's the solution, when in fact, it's just corrupted DNA, because once you activate new operating systems, for example, some of what was explained in that video is like healthy body, healthy mind, etc. You realize it's just in your DNA. It's not something you don't have to slice off your breasts for. You have to clear out the DNA, yeah? So this is stuff we do in 5D and beyond. It might sound a little complicated, but stay with me here. So beyond the first 2 strands that we're living with in 3D in a 3rd dimensional paradigm, we have these 10 other strands that have operating systems and also templates and also codes and all kinds of great stuff in there for us to awaken. And that's what this is about. This is really about the templates. What are the templates? So I'm going to give you an example. And again, just so you remember, they're lying dormant. They're waiting for us to access them. And of course, we have to clear out those first 2 strands, clean them up and clear them out of all of the corrupted aspects, and then activate more of these dormant 10 strands and beyond that. But we'll stick with the 10 strands for now. So there's these templates in there. So here's a great example. When I was living in 3D, when I was operating in 3D as a 3rd dimensional being, and this is before my higher self and my future self kind of more embodied, and my divinity started to more fully embody, back then I remember thinking that I wasn't very smart. I remember at one point I had a brother-in-law and a husband at that time who I perceived to be very smart. And I remember thinking, I wish I was smarter. I mean, I went to college and I got a degree and all that, but I never felt smart. And that was an operating system that I had gotten from my lineage, because most of my lineage, they were not educated. They never went to college. They didn't really study. They didn't value education. So I took on that belief system, even though I went through school and the schooling system of that old paradigm, and I always got A's and I always was a good student, and I graduated. I still believed about myself that I wasn't that smart. And I realized that was, like I said, that was a malfunctioning belief system entangled in my dormant, well, that was more in my unconscious, right? But I had to clear that out of 3D. As I started to awaken my dormant potential, I found a template in my dormant DNA, which was helped to awaken. Someone actually helped me to learn about this template. It's called a template of wisdom. And when the template, there's actually many templates of wisdom, when they're activated, from the dormant DNA, we start to wake up the inner wisdom within us. Now, this template operates in conjunction with an operating system, a 5D operating system that helps us to access some of our greatest resources, our major energy centers, parts of our unconscious, our third eye, our pineal gland, pituitary gland, our extrasensory abilities. So it works in conjunction with operating systems. Remember, I mentioned operating systems on that other video. You want to go back and look at it. But these templates are lying dormant. And that's just one example of this magnificent template that wakes up how incredibly wise we are, how incredibly brilliant we are, how incredibly connected to infinite consciousness and infinite wisdom that we are. We are all part of that and connected to it, and that we have unlimited access to that source of infinite supply of information. And that wisdom exists within us and around us everywhere. We always have access to it. So there's a template in the dormant DNA that helps us to start to know it, live it, embody it, and it becomes our reality. I want to give you another example of this as a little adjunct. In one of my classes, a couple of my classes that I teach, one of which is Akashic Records, and another one is, lots of classes, but in the psychic development class and in the unlocking our empathic nature class, I teach people how to put their hands on books and download the information in the books into their consciousness and awaken it within them. This is possible for us. The only reason I learned how to do it is because it was in my my templates of wisdom. I learned it from within me, within my DNA. It started to reveal itself to me as something that was possible, and then I started to do it, and then I started to teach it to others, almost without even having to learn it. It's not a learned skill. That's what these templates are. They're not learned. They work with operating systems. They activate potentials within us, greater potentials than we ever knew or believed was possible. And it's all lying dormant for us in our own DNA, waiting for us to activate it. So that's just one example of a template. There are so many more. I would love to tell you about more of them. Hopefully I will make some more videos on some more templates in your DNA, but this is the point, to understand and to expand into understanding that this is within all of us and that we have the ability to activate and awaken this. And by the way, in our dormant DNA, we certainly do have all the solutions to all the world's problems. And this is why it is so important for us at this time to start activating our dormant DNA and to start accessing higher consciousness, information, wisdom, guidance from the higher realms beyond 5D. Because that's where all of the solutions for our lives, our health, our happiness, our joy, our well-being, and the greater good of all of humanity exists. And we bring it into this reality, and we start sharing it and contributing it with the world to be of service and contribution and to solve all of the so-called issues that seem unsolvable at this time, which certainly are not. Okay, you guys, I think I've said enough now. Please like and share the video and comment and subscribe. I love to read your comments in the section below, so please do provide feedback and let me know what else you want to hear about, what else you want to learn about, and what else you would like me to share with you about. I love, love, love sharing this wisdom and guidance with you, and thank you so much for subscribing and participating and for staying connected. And of course, head over to LoriSpagna.com where you'll get some gifted DNA activations and a class about activating your dormant DNA and tons of great stuff for you and also for your animals too. Okay, until next time. I love you so much. Thank you so much. I see you next time. Bye-bye.